Hello and welcome to my channel. In this tutorial we're gonna do this very easy stitch. This stitch it will eat a lot of yarn. If we work with puffs, this is gonna eat a lot. You can make a scarf like this, it will look really nice, a scarf, or you can make a blanket, whatever you like to do with this. The stitch is reversible, front and back, so it's really nice. Well, with this this stitch we're gonna chain even numbers, and after we chain whatever, you know, the length that you want, then you're gonna add 3 more chains. And I'm gonna work with a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. Okay, so we're gonna do a small sample here. I chained 12, so I have my even numbers. Now I'm gonna chain 3 more chains, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're gonna skip the first 3 chains, and into the 4th chain from the hook we're gonna do a double crochet. Chain 1, we're gonna skip the next chain, and into the next chain we're gonna do a double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and into the next double crochet. And we're gonna do like this until we finish this row. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and into the next double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, and into the next the same double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and into the next double crochet. And we're not going to chain anything now. We have 1 more chain in which we're going to do double crochet in the last chain. Chain 3, turn your work, it's going to look like this. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to do into the first stitch here double crochet. Chain 1, so we're gonna do 1 more row of this double crochet, chain 1, and so on. So we're gonna go to the next double crochet, and we're gonna do a double crochet in there, chain 1, and move to the next double crochet and do a double crochet in there, chain 1, and you move to the next double crochet, and we're gonna do a double crochet, chain 1, and so on. So we're going to chain 1 now, and we have here a double crochet and the chain that we skipped in the beginning. So we're going to go to the double crochet, and we're going to do a double crochet. We're not going to chain anything, and on top of this chain right there we're going to do a double crochet. Chain 3. So with this stitch we're gonna do, this stitch has 3 rows in which 2 rows are this double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and so on, plus the 3rd row is gonna be this one that we're gonna do now. Yeah, so yarn over the hook, the first double crochet is here, well, this first stitch, and we're gonna go in there, not in this one because the chain is coming from here. We're gonna move to the next stitch, and we're gonna do a double crochet in there. And now yarn over the hook, we have here, we have the chain between the double crochets, so we're gonna go 1 row below. Yeah, here we're gonna go to 1 chain, so we're gonna put in that, gonna go through that chain, and we're gonna do a puff. So once, I'm gonna go the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th. If it's too big the puff, you can go only 3 times. If you want bigger the puff, you can go 5 or 6 times, depends. So yarn over, we're gonna pull the yarn through these loops, not this one. Then yarn over and pull the yarn to the last 2 loops. And we're gonna go into this double crochet, and we're gonna put on top there a double crochet. So this row we don't chain anything in between. So we're gonna move next one chain space, but we go below, and we're gonna do in there a puff. So once, for the second, third, and the fourth time, pull the yarn through all those loops, pull the yarn to the last two. The next is the double crochet right here, in which we're gonna go on top there through the stitch and do a double crochet, and so on. I'm gonna move below here, and we're gonna do a puff. So once, and the fourth time, pull the yarn to all the loops, last two. Then the next double crochet, we're gonna put in there a double crochet, and so on. So we're gonna move here, right there, and do a puff. And the next double crochet, we're gonna go in there and do a double crochet. I'm gonna move there and do a puff. So we're gonna go to the next double crochet right here and do a double crochet, and we have the chain here in which we're gonna do a double crochet on top of the chain right there. It's gonna look like this. Then you wanna chain three. So the first double crochet is here. We're gonna do a double crochet in there. And now we're gonna chain one, and we're gonna skip the stitch which belongs to the puff. And in this row, for example, we're gonna do the double crochet on top of the double crochet from the previous row. So the double crochets are in between the puffs. So you're gonna skip one stitch, and into the next double crochet, chain one, skip the next stitch which is the puff, and the double crochet is right here, and we're gonna go on top of that stitch and do a double crochet, chain one, skip, and into the next double crochet, chain one, skip, and double crochet on top of the double crochet from the previous row. So skip the next stitch which is the puff, and into the next, after you chain the one there, you're gonna do a double crochet, and then we're gonna go on top of the chain, the third chain right here, and we're gonna do a double crochet. You're gonna chain three, turn your work, and now we're gonna repeat one more row of this double crochet, chain one. So the next stitch is here. You're gonna go in there and do a double crochet. So this is the row that you're gonna go through the how you say, the stitch. So chain, I think I caught something in there. When you chain, for example, try to chain a little bit loose. That will be easy for you to get it. Yeah. So you're gonna chain here one. So you're gonna move to the next double crochet and do a double crochet, chain one, and move to the next double crochet, chain one, and so on. And this, at least these two rows they go really fast. Chain one. If I move too fast, so you chain one there, you can slow down the speed of the video, and I'm gonna see better what I do. So we have the chain three. We're gonna go on top of the third chain right there and do a double crochet. We're gonna chain three, turn your work. So now we're gonna repeat the row, the third row. So we have one, first row, second, and now the third with the puffs. Yeah. So now we have the first stitch right here, double crochet, and now we're gonna go right here below and we're gonna do a puff. So once, the second, third, and fourth. Pull the yarn through all those loops, pull the yarn to the last two. The next is a double crochet, in which we go there and do a double crochet into that stitch, and again you go to the next and you do the puff. And the next stitch we have the double crochet, and the next is the one chain space in which we go below there and do a puff. The next is double crochet. So the next is below, we go there, it's that chain, and we're gonna do a puff. You can do with variegated yarn, you can change colors. I think it will look nice if you change some colors, different colors. So we're gonna go next and I'm gonna do a puff there. So once, twice, third, and the fourth time. And now we have the next, the double crochet and the chain, in which we're gonna go to the next stitch, which is the double crochet. Do a double crochet, then you're gonna go on top of the third chain and do a double crochet. So you're gonna chain 3 and you're gonna repeat. Now you're gonna repeat the 2 rows of double crochet, chain 1, and so on. So it looks like this. It's really nice, this this stitch. And you know, with this stitch you have the, let's say here, the 2 double crochets, so you can chain, put a border if you make a blanket, or for a scarf. Well, for a scarf, I will, if you like, you can to look like this when you put the scarf on you, to be like that. Then you're gonna have to chain a long chain, as long as you like that scarf to be. Yeah, so you're gonna chain that, you're gonna work back and forth, and then when you finish, depends how wide you want to make it. Yeah. Then in here you can attach tassels if you like, or you just put a border if you like, some easy stitch, single crochet. Yeah, I think it looks nice for a scarf, and it's reversible. You can make a blanket, you can make so many things with this stitch. Well, give it a try. You might like that, this stitch. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.